It's no secret that Michigan winters can be hard on outdoor sports areas. And because of that, Patriarche Park in East Lansing needs some upgrades. One of the biggest attractions at the park is the pickleball courts. So a group of committed players is taking matters into their own hands. Through the gates at Patriarche Park in East Lansing, you can find people of all ages serving up a paddle of wiffle balls and some friendly competition.
I'm a former tennis player, and a friend of mine said to me, Sue, you've got to come and try this new sport.
Playing the growing sport of pickleball.
It's a game that was started years and years ago in Washington State, and it was started by a family that was bored and needed something to do.
It's gotten so popular.
Oh man, it's my life. It's actually become my life. I'm very addicted to it.
That the courts are usually always full and have people waiting to play.
There are times you want to play and it's like, oh, I can't play here because the courts are busy.
Which is why players like Bernice Peltier knew they needed more room.
We only got 6. 6 is not enough. We need 10.
More safety precautions.
With the ball and the smaller courts and balls going from one court to the other, and all ages playing and having to stop play to pick up balls, et cetera, et cetera. One of the things that the newer places that are being developed have is fencing between the courts.
And the 5-year-old courts need to be patched up.
They're in really bad shape now, and people aren't playing on them as much as they used to because of the shape of the courts and the cracks.
Member of the pickleball committee Gary Bodine says they've tried temporary fixes.
When we first started playing here 6 years ago, the cracks were this wide and this deep, and we convinced the city after a year if we raised $8,000, they kicked in $8,000 and we resurfaced these.
But they didn't last.
At the time they said they're not going to last, it's just a temporary fix, and sure enough the cracks have come back.
The City of East Lansing received grant money to begin the process of fixing the courts.
They got $300,000 from the Natural Resources Trust Fund grant, and they've also committed to $200,000 in income tax funds.
But they need a bit more help.
They wanted to know what would make these even more special, and fencing between the courts was one. Their original plan had lower fencing around the outside for the pickleball, and we wanted higher fencing, and all these things cost money.
So they came up with a plan which includes a fundraiser through the platform Patronicity.
The program is called Public Spaces, Community Places, and that's what this is.
Their goal is $50,000, and if that's met,
you have to do your fundraising to finish off your project within a 60-day period. And if we're saying we're going to do $50,000, then the MEDC, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, will match it 1-to-1.
They have other fundraising ideas too.
You want to name a court, a $5,000 contribution, it would name the court. $2,500, we'd pair a donor up with another person and they would have their name on the court for 5 years.
To fix the courts for the whole community to enjoy.
We can do tournaments, we can do more clinics, stuff that we can't do right now on these courts.
To continue the fun.
It's a lot of fun, and you make a lot of friendships.
For generations to come.
Okay, well, I know what I'm doing next weekend, and that's learning how to play pickleball. The fundraiser kickoff is October 9th at Patriarche Park from 4 to 7. Mills said the Patronicity fundraiser will launch in January and go for 60 days to meet their goal. If all goes according to plan, they hope renovations will happen next summer.